Yeah, we have 1.4 million subscribers on YouTube, and we do all of Indian cinema. I think we've seen over 700 Indian movies.
Not just Bollywood, like you said. They churn out so much content, and there's serials, and now they're streaming, and so a lot of it is going to be subpar. But the ones that are good are amazing.
And that's where my misconception would come, which is that Bollywood is this like lesser than industry. I loved Anyone But You, okay? I think Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell are super hot, and I love watching just hot people do hot things. But
Directed the camera.
But like that's like
The
a very
camera's not on, by
like a cheesy kind of rom-com, right? Like they're not, the acting isn't like a critically acclaimed, but it crushed at the box office.
What's going on, guys? My name's Tarun Shetty. Welcome to the Convo Sutra, your favorite podcast. But before we begin, let's do a quick intro for audio listeners.
Hey guys, I'm Natasha Chandel. I'm a writer, comedian, actor, and podcaster.
Hi, I'm Korbin Miles. I am an actor, a filmmaker, and I run a YouTube channel called Our Stupid Reactions.
Yeah, man. Welcome to the Convo Sutra. So
you.
Excited. You're a friend of Jazz, who's supposed to be here, but she got lost.
It's IST.
No, you know what? We're at a point now in this podcast where stuff happens in LA. We shoot super early, by the way. First of all, I love having Natasha on the podcast. I know you guys just met, but
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys are meeting.
Did. So happy.
She's hilarious. I've looked her up on Instagram.
Thank
A
you.
lot of men have.
Yeah?
That's the only reason I actually really have followers. It's not because I'm funny.
No, she's hilarious. She's
Very
hilarious.
I'm actually aware.
Is your percentage of people that follow you more male than
Oh
female?
my gosh.
Really?
Yeah? Have you
Oh
looked it
my
up?
gosh. I can't understand it because yes, I have looked it up on
Yeah?
everything. And it's like, I mean, now I'm much better. It used to be 80-20. Now I'm at 27% women. And I just will never understand because I constantly make fun of men all the time and everything I do and my stand up and everything. I'm like, I don't get it. I get it because you guys are visual creatures. And I feel like that's probably the only reason.
We like being put down.
Yeah.
For sure.
Kinda. But women, I'm like, I'm a girls comic. Like I only talk about girls stuff and politics.
Yeah.
So that's not maybe.
Well, I did a stat read on my Instagram last night for Convo Sutra. 60% women were watching it last month versus 30% guys.
Yeah,
And I
right.
was like, why is that? Is it because I'm a guy. Is it because of the Gab thing? Like women love to watch Gab Fest?
Yeah, I mean, podcasts, like, it just depends on kind of the format and stuff like that. I feel like you'll know this, but like, I feel like the more bro-y you are, you get the bro audience, when
Yeah.
like my podcast, I had a dating podcast, was actually 60-40. It was 60 women, but 40% male. And I was always surprised that so many guys listened to it, but it was because we were giving the female perspective on relationships. So that made it,
I doubt Joe Rogan has a big female audience.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your audience?
Okay, what's your audience?
I haven't looked it up in probably a few years, but it was typically pretty even. Maybe 60-40 at most. But I think it's more typically like 55-45.
And
split.
where are they?
India.
Yeah.
Predominantly 70% is India.
Let me set you up properly. Korbin is a huge YouTuber, huge Instagram. He does reaction videos to Bollywood movies, but he's also very funny. He does his own cooking segments. He does stuff with his family.
Thanks for watching
Like
this.
a lot of the Instagram stuff you're shooting now, the content, it's like really original. Like just check him out online. He's fantastic. And I'm so honored that you're even here, sitting here.
Appreciate that,
And
bro.
Jazz loves you too. So
Yeah.
she's a huge fan of yours.
So yeah, we have 1.4 million subscribers on YouTube, and we do all of Indian cinema. So obviously, it's not just Bollywood; it's every single language: Malayalam, Tamil, Telugu, Assamese, Gujarati, all of them. I've seen films. So I think we've seen over 700 Indian movies by now,
Yeah.
and we got to talk to the biggest artists of India: 𝐬𝐿_𝐫𝐷𝐿, the Manoj Bajpayee's, the South Indian actors as well. So it's kind of our first interview ever was actually, I don't know if you know of him, but his name is 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞𝐿. Are you familiar with him? He's probably the greatest
more desi than
tabla
we are.
player of all time. He's like the god of the tabla.
Zakir Hussain?
He's no longer with us, unfortunately. He died, I
of
believe,
course.
last year.
Yeah.
But that was our first ever interview. I think we were 6 months into the channel, and he was playing in Santa Barbara. And I just happened to reach out, and it was it's kind of wild because he's like, he's an insanely massive in his field. And I had no idea what I was talking about. I'd seen one video of his, and I don't know if you've ever seen somebody play the tabla.
Yeah.
But I just was commenting on how fast his hands were.
Yeah, they're amazing.
So
I was just going to say, this guy's like more desi than we are. I'm like, who are some of these names he's mentioned? I'm like, huh? Who?
Did you see Monkey Man?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I love
In the
that movie.
training montage, he was the guy playing the tabla.
Oh,
So that's probably the most
cool.
recent thing people would know him.
Also, you interviewed 𝐼𝐿_ＲHRahman, right?
Yes, I did.
Can you tell that story about like how you transitioned from shooting on your cell phone to real cameras real quick?
You saw that.
Yeah.
So until we had over 1 million subscribers, I was filming on my iPhone.
I love that. A lot of people can't tell the difference. I mean, we used to
going
shoot-
back now, you can definitely
Yeah,
tell.
yeah,
Because we have Shure mics, we have multiple cameras. But the interview with 𝐼𝐿_RHRahman, I went to his house here in Hollywood, and we sat down, and I set up, and he came out, and he was like, you have a camera? And I was like, oh yeah, we just shoot on our phone. He was like, do you have any mics? And I was like, no, we do not. And he was like, let me get you some mics. And so 𝐼𝐿_RHRahman was the reason that after that day I invested in mics, because 𝐼𝐿_RHRahman was embarrassed to be on our phone. He wasn't. He was super sweet, but yeah, we showed up to 𝐼𝐿_RHRahman's house without mics, and
I feel like that's your persona though. Like you have like this chill attitude, and I think that's what makes you relatable. Like even like your reaction videos, like you guys are very like it's you and your partner Rick, and you guys are so like just chill about it. It's crazy like how lax it is. I don't even see it, but it's pretty awesome.
I think that's one. Obviously, people like seeing people explore their culture. Obviously, that's a big, not just in India terms. I've seen reaction videos of British people exploring American food, or people like to see people explore their culture, right? But us just coming from a very ignorant perspective, especially in the beginning of, we don't know what this is. We're just trying to have fun. We're like, and we'll tell you if we like it. We'll tell you if we don't like it. And we also just don't mind being stupid on camera. So like we've tried some of the craziest stuff I've ever put in my mouth. Have you ever eaten a 𝐬𝐿𝐫𝐷𝐿?
Oh my gosh, I used to love
digestive.
𝐬𝐿𝐫𝐷𝐿. I used to love it when I was a kid. It
It's
tastes horrible.
disgusting.
Obviously.
Your
That's
reaction to it is hilarious.
That's the thing though about it is like 𝐬𝐿𝐫𝐷𝐿 tastes like fart.
It does.
It's like
Well,
if
first of all,
fart had a taste,
I
it
know
would be
what fart tastes
𝐬𝐿𝐫𝐷𝐿.
like. I was going to ask that.
It's just like that's what you would think is like this is what a fart must taste like. But
not wrong.
𝐬𝐿𝐫𝐷𝐿 is so popular in India. I grew up on 𝐬𝐿𝐫𝐷𝐿.
It's like a digestive.
I used to love that stuff. I'm not gonna lie.
It's gross.
And then when you get older, you're like, all right, maybe.
But they have multiple flavors. So there's like pomegranate, mint.
Oh, now they have more flavors. See,
Yeah, and
My
so I
time.
ordered them all just for one video, just so we could try every single 𝐬𝐿𝐫𝐷𝐿, and they're all
It was just like pomegranate fart,
You're all terrible.
guava fart.
Yes.
This is a new routine, Natasha. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
this is a new closer for you
I
in your
should
stand-up act.
just talk about 𝐬𝐿𝐫𝐷𝐿.
Yeah, it's going to go well in Naples, wherever you were performing 2 weeks ago.
You performed in Nepal?
I love that so much. As the white guy, he thought that we were saying Nepal. Naples, Florida.
Oh no, I don't know anything about Naples, Florida.
It is.
It's north of Chennai. There it is.
Naples is a very small but very affluent city in Florida that has the most millionaires and billionaires per capita in America.
Millionaire Row. Yes, I've heard of
So
that.
I performed there,
Okay.
and it was
She's
a
a
time.
headlining comic. Check out Natasha when she comes
thank
to your
you.
city, people. You're not going to regret it.
I'm coming to New York, please. I need to try to sell
When are you
that
there?
Huh?
When are you there?
out. August 20th.
Oh, I'm there next week. I was like, can I open for
Oh,
you?
yeah, I was gonna say come if you're
I'm
there.
only
You
there
do
next
it.
week.
Yeah, do the
Well,
show.
I'm there next week. The basic question, just for our viewers and for me, like, how did you get into this? I know that's generic. I know you've probably answered this a million times, but how did two white guys get into Indian cinema?
Yeah.
So me and my partner, we had a YouTube channel, the same YouTube channel, and we had started in September of, I believe it was 2018. And we reviewed, because my partner on the channel is 20 plus years my senior. He was my theater teacher in high school in Texas.
Oh, wow.
And I've known him since I was probably 8, because he was in that same church school that I went to, in plays with my younger brother, he directed those plays at this church. So he was in a play called Oliver or Fiddler on the Roof. And so I was probably 8 years old when I first probably met him as in that. But he was my theater teacher in high school. But we remained friends basically since after. He came back out here to, again, he used to be on this show called The Partridge Family. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
Yeah.
He was he was a character when he was like 4 years old called Little Ricky.
Wild.
I love how you think we're like fobs from India. Have you guys heard of that?
I don't know
He's
what
like,
people know, you know? I don't know what people know.
Have you heard of Friends?
It's one, I never
No.
I never watched The Partridge Family.
No, it was before our
yeah,
time,
I'm not
obviously.
gonna act like I watched it, but I do know it.
But so we'd stayed in contact, and when I moved out here, we always watch the Oscars together, watch movies together, and that kind of stuff. Yeah. And so we were reviewing American movies, and our channel probably had 1,800 subscribers by January of that 2019. And somebody asked us to react to this trailer for this film called Gully Boy.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if you guys saw.
I love that movie.
Ranveer Singh.
It's fun movie.
And we reacted to that. I think overnight we had 10,000 subscribers.
Wow.
And then we reviewed a little more. We reviewed the movie, loved that movie. It's a fantastic movie. And then I think less than a year later, we had 1 million subscribers. So it's just amazing. People kept, recommending more and more and more and more and more. And so it kind of just evolved into this Indian review channel. Yeah.
Bollywood's a machine, man.
Yeah.
And those fans are so diehard.
Not just Bollywood.
I'm sorry.
Not just
I'm
Bollywood.
Sorry. I always say Bollywood. I'm sorry.
South Indian fans might be even more intense
Yeah,
than
I was gonna
Bollywood
say
fans.
Hollywood,
fans
all that stuff.
Yeah.
They're very immersed and they love it.
They love their
and
stars.
They're very passionate.
VJ from the South, Superstar 𝐿𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐿.
Yeah.
These massive.
Yeah, I mean, RRR was like a great one that mainstream
Yeah.
Hollywood got to see as an example.
Yep.
So
Pushpa just killed it. Pushpa 2. Then that guy, I forget his name, with the actor.
𝐴𝐿
Yeah. Allu
and a
Arjun.
lot of and maybe you know this now, but a lot of like Bollywood stars got their start
in the South.
In the South, like that's kind of the stomping ground of like establish yourself there, and then you can Aishwarya Rai
Aishwarya, did that.
is a big one.
I just watched one with her yesterday. 𝐶𝐿𝐵𝐿?
𝐶𝐿𝐵𝐿 2027, is that what it is? Some number?
No. 𝐼𝐾? Ajay Devgan, Aishwarya Rai, Amitabh Bachchan, Akshay
Kumar.
Kumar. But it was 2004. Now you just see that one?
No, I haven't seen that. But that sounds more Bollywood, though.
That's Bollywood.
Yeah.
That was Bollywood.
But I
sounds
know
like
she
a-
started in the South.
Huge roster right there.
Oh, dude, it's a massive film. The film was okay, but there was a big twist in the end, and that was a lot of fun. I wish, though, you know how you said stars started in the South. I wish there would be more incorporation into Hollywood from Indian stars, though.
Yeah.
There's been like one good one.
Well, you
you're
know
fine.
why they don't do it, right?
What?
Oh, there's like a whole thing about
Yeah,
this.
tell us.
Yeah, please.
I don't know it.
Oh, no, this is like, I've talked to a lot of agents and people who represent these guys. The problem is when they come here, Hollywood doesn't know who they are and they have
give
to
them small roles.
audition.
Yep. They don't
And
want to.
they're like, wait, why am I going to audition when I'm already like a giant star? And here they come, they would have to go down a rung, where over there,
Play a supporting
they're
role.
kings and queens and,
Yeah.
you know, they're royalty. So why come over here if you're not going to be able to, you know, like Priyanka, if people don't remember, she had to start again from the bottom in a way. And like, I know this because I did her very first interviews when I was at MTV and nobody knew who she was. And MTV News where I was a producer, I fought with them. And I said, she's a huge Bollywood star. And they refused to believe me. And they put us in like, they gave a tiny little area, not even in a proper studio, like off in the side to record with her. And I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
But she was so cool about it and down to do that. And then now, you know, a few years later, she blew up. But most people don't want to do that. And I know a few of these guys from Hollywood who've tried to rep them. And it eventually just fizzles out because they're like,
I don't blame them.
I don't.
Why would you want to go through this machine if you can draw, if you're a name in India?
I mean, these guys like wake up and they have people, you know, I mean, think of 𝐷𝐿𝐵, right? Like he doesn't need Hollywood at all. Like he wakes up and he has a sea of people outside his home worshiping him.
But
Why would he?
He does live here a lot.
Yeah.
Like, but it's, I think for the anonymity of it.
Also,
Yeah,
he
because they
could
can walk
down the
around in
road.
Hollywood.
Unless there's an Indian walking,
Yes.
no one's gonna know who
Yeah.
SRK is walking down the road.
I used to work for a Bollywood TV show, and so I used to report on entertainment news. He had a bunch of surgeries, and he'd always fly to like New York to get them done. Like, I don't know what he does, eye surgeries or something. I don't know. Sorry, fans out there.
Hey, listen, I mean, I want surgery and I'm not even Shah Rukh Khan.
No, but people fly to
take
the
it.
U.S. I'm saying for like procedures
Yeah.
and stuff.
I am just really curious that when you first got exposed to the world of Bollywood and all of that, like, what do you see when you look at it from the outside? I'm just curious, like, I don't mean
In what way?
just top level. I don't want to steer the question even because I'm just so curious. Like, when you look at it as an industry, what do you see?
In the beginning, it would be different than it is now. Obviously, I am
Yeah.
heavily immersed into all the industries now, and so I know their tendencies and things that they're good at, things that they're not good at. But in the beginning, obviously, it was just like probably what most Americans think of Indian cinema is that it's just Bollywood for one. So that's probably the biggest misconception about Bollywood is that it's just Bollywood. And I try to explain it to Americans of like, think of it as if the United States, every state had a different language and had their own film industry. So it's like if Alabama had its own film industry, which would be terrifying. We don't want that at all.
Well, Tyler Perry basically has his own
true.
film industry, which is kind of like
But in the beginning, obviously, it's just, the song and dance. These movies are really, really long. The acting is very over the top. But that quickly went away after I started delving a little more under the surface level Bollywood movies. There's still
like,
those.
for sure. There's like the mainstream, and then there is like the really good. I wouldn't even say mid-level movies, but they're more dramatic and like they're much more grounded. I would say than some of the
A lot of indie movies too, as well.
The what?
It's like the independent movies.
Indie movies, yeah. And they all have it. I think they used to call it parallel cinema in Indian cinema. What they used to call like non-blockbuster.
Yeah.
They used to call it like parallel cinema. I don't think they do it anymore. It's more blended now because like the Randa even is like
Huge.
It's a massive film and it's also very Hollywoody in terms of like the VFX are great, the story is great. The only thing different about it is that it's over 3 hours.
Sure.
Yeah.
I guess
Which,
Nolan
now-
does it now.
I was gonna say, yeah.
That's the one
Martin
thing.
Scorsese, every movie. I'm like, here's 4.5 hours of my life.
100%.
That's the one thing about Indian cinema that I don't love, because my parents would watch movies at home. They're like, "Oh, do you want to watch this with us?" I'm like, I'm not going to sit through 4 hours. Like, I have better things to do. I would just tap out. Like, I can't watch this anymore. So I think Indian cinema, for me personally, I can't sit.
Especially now.
But now American movies do the same thing now.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
they're passing the 3 hour mark easy.
Yeah, and they're not all that long. The typical Indian movie, though, is now 2 hours to 2.5 is standard, especially for big ones.
Yeah.
There's independent ones that are, hour and a half. But, the bigger ones are all going to be 2 to 2.5 hours. But what I learned, though, is that it's in the beginning is there's 30 minutes a song in these movies.
Yeah.
So the reason it's not 2 hours as opposed to 2:30 is because you got 6 songs that are each 5 minutes long. And so you added 30 minutes to your movie just through song.
We should do songs here on the podcast.
Oh my gosh,
We should
I
break
would
in.
love
Natasha
it.
should do like a lip sync song halfway through. We did so many reviewers.
I can't actually sing, but I can dance.
Lip sync,
That-
Bollywood.
that part I would
I
love.
believe it. Do it.
His outfit
I would say
especially.
like that's my misconception, or like people's misconception about Bollywood is like the one that kind of irritates me is when they say, "Oh, I mean, there's just so much song and dance, and it feels very fluffy, and like dancing around trees, and this move is my lead." I'm
Turn the
like,
light
stop
bulb.
it! Nobody does the light bulb. Like I was a dancer.
They used to.
They used to exactly.
I've seen K3G.
Yes, exactly, right? But they used to, and I'm like, nobody does that today. And I was a Bollywood dancer.
Yeah.
Can I stop this podcast for 1 second? I went to Natasha's birthday party. She is an amazing dancer. People don't know, like, she's an underrated, like, you could be dancing on Broadway or at a strip club.
That's awesome.
Whichever one.
He got that from a club.
Broadway or
Broadway or a strip club. But she's a fantastic
lot
dancer.
of range.
A lot of range. She's really talented, and Natasha deserves all the success.
Thank you. But I used to dance and teach for a giant Bollywood dance company. And it's
really?
very famous in Bollywood, who's choreographed a lot of Bollywood movies. And so for me, I'm like, I know that we don't do this. But the other thing is just the song dance element of it, because the way people talk about it, it's like it undercuts the movie. Like, and I'm just like, well, it's so funny because like La La Land is a musical. It's really a musical. That's it. That you guys call it this, like, oh, you guys do fluffy song and dance. I'm like, no, it's called a musical. And you guys have them, and you guys always want to keep making them. And Glee was a whole musical TV show, and it's so revered here. But when you look at it and other people are doing it, it seems like, oh, hokey, and these people are.
I'm not a huge fan of musicals, like American-wise. Like West Side's, I appreciate some of the music, but like I didn't like the new West Side Story. I'm not a huge fan of the original. Yeah, Hamilton. Once again, songs are cool, but like the Hollywood movie musical, I like some, but I'm not a huge fan of, and I'm still not. I thought I would. I in the beginning when I started watching Indian movies, I was still like, ugh, I wish kind of these songs. I'm full on now. I love it. Because it's so different. A lot of their songs further the plot, as opposed to in Hollywood. It's kind of just this is a song break. And it's not really furthering the plot very much. Those in India, obviously, Shah Rukh, singing about, his love for 𝐃𝐨𝐽, or they use it as we've learned this is that they use songs as sex scenes. So they don't have a lot of actual sex scenes in Indian cinema, but they will use the song, and this is basically them. Having intercourse.
You know what I love? When the Bollywood stars come here, or Indian stars, they come to the US and they tour and they perform their songs. It is insane how big these concerts are. I don't know if you remember that, I'm dating myself here, The Inner and Outer World with Shah Rukh Khan. You guys remember that documentary back in the day?
Oh, no, I didn't.
So
I didn't see that one.
He comes to the US, it's on YouTube, and like they follow him like on stage, like the Shah Rukh Khan, like, the persona, and then behind the scenes too, like his private life. It is crazy, like the amount of fans who show up. And this is like 20 years ago. I can't imagine what it is now. Like they still have to make so much money.
I was a background dancer for the company for the Unforgettables tour.
Really?
For
I don't know that. I'm learning a lot about you.
Amitabh Bachchan, Aishwarya.
Amitabh was dancing?
He was dancing. He was like a figure. I know that was always his one thing. And Abhishek, like they did, and then there were some guest stars.
He's a good dancer, right?
No,
Amitabh.
he gives 100%. But he is not a good dancer. He's like 6'5", so he's a pretty lanky dude.
But he also came from the time where like
he sings though, right? Doesn't he sing too? No.
Yeah, he does. He's a good like classical singer.
Okay.
I've heard him sing, but yeah, his dance he's an endearing dancer because he will give you 100%. He's not Hrithik or Prabhu Deva or something like who I've talked to. I love Prabhu Deva. He's amazing. But yeah, I like watching Amitabh dance. But he did what was this?
It was called the Unforgettables tour in 2008,
what did they do?
It was like they had just got married, and then they went on this tour around, and they were just performing. And then they would have guest stars. So like we had Akshay Kumar in the New York show.
Wow. What would they be doing?
And it's just like a bit like a musical, like you're just performing all the dances. Like so we did like Dhoom and like a whole bunch of stuff. Like I can't even remember it now, but I have so many pictures of it. I can't.
It's like the awards in India, that kind of a thing. Essentially,
no, it wasn't even an award show. It's just like what Tarun was saying. Like these celebrities just go on tour and then they perform like their song and dances. Yeah, their hits.
Oh, they don't do that anymore. That's sad. I would love to see that.
They don't do it anymore, right?
I've not heard of that in the entirety of the time I've been doing this. I've heard of like the actual singers, like 𝐿𝐵𝐻𝐿 Ghoshal or Diljit.
Yeah,
obviously
you're right.
is doing that, but I have not heard of
so
those stars going around and doing their songs since.
Yeah, they used to, and I performed them. So I'm like, but it was like 25,000 people in a stadium.
That's sick.
Who knows? Have you met people in person, like aside like all these Bollywood stars?
Yeah.
Like who's like the biggest star you've met?
Well, 𝐸 is probably the biggest. Then there's South Indian stars as well. That'll be the biggest. But for Bollywood, I've interviewed Shreya Ghoshal, classical singers like that. Shahid Kapoor.
Oh yeah.
I haven't interviewed him. I've needed to for multiple times, but we've conversed for a long time. 𝐤𝐿𝐵𝐻𝐿 Siddiqui. He's more of a thespian actor than the big Bollywood star. But Manoj Bajpayee's Prabhu Deva's. There's a lot of singers, a lot of composers.
And I love how like the Indian podcasts put you on from like Zoom and stuff. Like you've done like a lot of huge podcasts.
Yeah.
By the way, I don't discount your acting too. You're like a legit actor. Like Jane the Virgin. Like he's done like a lot of shows.
wow.
You
Lethal
know?
Weapon and stuff like that.
Yeah, are you still
Amazing.
auditioning for like Hollywood
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah, still audition for stuff. I was supposed to be in a Bollywood movie, 2 of them, but they fell through. There's
Classic.
the reason, one of the biggest things we've noticed in starting Indian movies is that the white actors are awful. And that's because they hire local tourists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because to get an actor from Hollywood, they'd have to pay them
The flight.
more than they'd be paying their stars a lot of time in rupees, right? And so it's really expensive to get good white actors to come over in Indian cinema. But there was a couple that we were supposed to be in that it kind of just fell through. But that would have been so fun.
Yeah.
It wasn't a big Bollywood dance one, but it was more gritty.
Well, I'm sure next time you just go to visit, they'll throw you into one.
Dude, you might be
Probably.
the guy, like the
Yeah.
white Bollywood 𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿.
That's true. Who do you want to interview? Who's
Shah
like
Rukh
your
Khan.
dream? Yeah.
Ranveer,
Yeah.
he has great energy.
He's so cool.
He
He's
is.
a cool guy.
And it makes me mad because India didn't appreciate him before Durandar, like the fans, because he was known as like a flop actor for a couple years because he wasn't putting out big hits.
Yeah.
He did a crap film called Circus. He did another film called, I can't pronounce names of Indian
Which film?
movies. 𝐵𝐻𝐵𝐻𝐿. I don't know if you ever saw that one.
I haven't seen him.
I can't pronounce Indian names. I butcher them all the time.
It's okay.
It makes it you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's see if you can guess what I'm trying to refer to. Andahandahan, have you seen that one?
Absolutely have no idea what you just said.
I think it's Andadun. Have you heard that one?
Can you spell it?
AND in no.
They're all great movies. Check them out.
Zindagi
I guarantee you,
Zindagi,
you
yeah.
see more movies than I have. I barely watch Bollywood.
I think so.
Yeah.
If only Jazz were here.
Where is she? I think she's in India right now. I think
It takes a while to get from
I think she
India.
thought the interview was in Rajasthan somewhere.
Indians are notorious for being on time.
Yeah. I know, right? Well, it was my friend got married in India, and her wedding was at 7:00, and like there were a whole bunch of us foreigners, and like we showed up on time at 7, and they were still setting up the chairs, and we're like, oh my god, guys, what? Like we're like her bridesmaids, we're like, you're late, and they're like,
No.
nobody is coming.
See, but
and then her the groom's side all came in at 10 p.m.
Yep.
And she was livid, and that was when it like
Are you on time?
actually started.
See, I have to be. This is my podcast, so I
Yeah.
show up for this. But like, I think comedy trains you to show up for your spots because it's so competitive. If you don't want that reputation, I do stand up.
Yep.
If you show up late for your spots, you don't want to be that guy that's not going to show up. So I try to be. At least if I'm late, it's like a few minutes. It's not
exactly.
like 20 minutes late.
Yeah,
But I get it
Unless
too.
you're like the big guys, and then like you can come right
When-
before
Oh
your
my
set
God.
somehow.
So I met a lot of Bollywood stars, and I met some huge divas in Bollywood. Jeez, I remember. I don't even care.
Who's the biggest?
Salman Khan. I
Give
remember.
us names.
I believe that.
I remember.
Give us
I remember when we were
names.
interviewing Salman Khan. We were doing an interview with him, and I was like helping with like the cameras and audio, and I was like, "Can we do a mic check?" He goes,
Mike checked.
"How's the mic check?" Normally, you go
Wow.
like 10, 9, 8, 7. He like coughed into the mic. I'm like, dude, here we go.
I 100% believe
Another
that.
girl, I can't think of her name. She was like all nice, and then her mom was there. She's like, "Mommy, I want a coffee, mommy." And you remember when these girls were like 23 years old? They're so young, you know? And the mom's like rushing around. And I'm like, dude, what a brat.
I am friends with a couple Bollywood stars and people who are especially big on the TV side and stuff there. And I remember one person always told me that like in India they have like a driver, they have a chef, they have a trainer, they have their whole day scheduled out. And I'm always like, how do you get any like the reason they can do all of these things in their life is because they don't work and they have somebody there every minute of their day to help move their career along. And that was where I realized, I was like, why do I live in this country? Like, I should be in India where like,
You have 3
you
assistants.
know what I mean? Like I wake up, somebody's just cooking for me. I go to the gym for 2 hours.
You can have that here,
I do
though,
an
Natasha.
acting class.
You can just make it here and have all that stuff.
Yeah. I'll just give up my arm and my leg and just,
Oh, it's so much more expensive.
You're such like a independent woman. I don't see you. giving into that. I feel like you'd want to have control over everything.
I do, but I love the idea of like having time to actually invest in yourself as a performer.
You're both stand-up comedians, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really tour as much as I used
How long
to.
have you been doing
Well,
it?
he's great.
I know, I've seen both of your stuff. How long have you all been doing that?
27 years, 28 years. Jeez. But I stopped touring like 15 years ago.
Okay.
So I only do spots like in town or like corporate stuff here and there. So.
And it's like you could, how easy is it like if somebody's called and like, I need you to do a 10? How like, you could, like you don't even have to prep for that?
10's easy, but I get called at like headlines sometimes and I have to like double think or like, can you do an hour? And then I'm like, I get an hour corporate. Like that's.
Is it like memorizing a script? Or is it all in your head?
I'll let Natasha answer that because she headlines more than I do.
You know, I think headlining, I mean, is different. Like, you do more corporate stuff. I don't do corporate because I'm not clean. So I don't. If somebody said 30 minutes of clean comedy, I'd be like, oh, that's stressful for me.
So to be corporate, you have to be clean.
Yeah, you have to be fully
That makes
clean.
sense. Okay.
But like, I headline, like if I do a tour or club, I could do an hour. It's not memorizing because that's how you can always tell. When I first started as an actor, I like knew every line and then it comes off rehearsed. And that's just not how stand-up is. It has to be conversational.
Yeah.
So the idea of doing reps is like getting to know your jokes enough that you don't need to know it line by line.
Yeah.
You just, you know your setup, you know where you're going with it, you know where it's
And you
going
can
to end.
feel the audience if
And
they'll
then you
like
can-
a certain thing and you
Sure.
put it in kind of a thing.
And then look, when you're headlining, I mean, unless it's a tape special, I have my phone there because sometimes we
just look
we're
down.
changing bits as we go. Like
Gotcha.
maybe I tried a different thing order for this. So then like that's why you see a lot of comedians, they bring their notebooks.
Yeah.
I don't do a notebook.
I have
I'm
a framework.
digital.
I always have a framework.
Exactly.
And I'm always telling myself, I can go off.
Yes.
I can go off these jokes at any moment. And here's my thing. Someone told me this when I started headlining. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's not a perfect diamond. It's a live comedy show. So there can be jokes you're not going to hit. Things are going to happen, and that's okay. Jazz, you want to jump in?
Hi.
Right on time.
Fashionably late.
This is the first for me ever.
Oh my gosh, it's okay. It's very.
By the way, Jazz is the one who
very
got
lazy of
Korbin.
you.
Nice to meet you.
He's heard that all the time. He's like, yeah, every Indian's always like, this must my first time.
I did
being
learn
late."
that.
Actually is though.
I did learn that early on.
That's why my hair's still
You look great.
wet.
You look
but
great.
here we are.
I often got told that we're on Indian time.
You look like a Bollywood star who just came out of the rainstorm.
We'll take it. I'll take it.
You look great.
Hey, how are you? They were just telling me about their how they do stand up, and it's the stand up has always fascinated me. I think it's
You could do stand up in India. I mean, you're a huge name now.
one. I've always been like a funny guy, but it's more in groups, class, on the
Social.
channel. It's always been one of the most terrifying things to me for a stand up because I'm like in all art forms, it's very collaborative. You know, film's very collaborative. You have a lot of people wanting and getting you to be perfect and, you know, making you the best part of yourself. Stand up, it's like, all right, you're sitting down right now. I'm going to make you laugh.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a very intimidating. I have nothing but respect for people that do it.
Well, your stuff that you do, I mean, you're now like doing interviews with like, you know, Nithya Raman, who's running for mayor. Like you're doing legit stuff, you know, so I feel like you have a lot of pressure on yourself.
I also don't know how to like write.
Yeah.
Like that's one of the things is like as somebody who likes to be a filmmaker as well and do stuff like that. Like writing has always been the most difficult thing for me. Getting I have severely ADHD since I was 4. I've been medicated, but like also I'm dyslexic, and so like the physically writing of things has always been. And I don't know how important that is, but I feel like it is important.
Yeah.
Not everybody. I mean,
No?
look, there are different comedians with different styles, right?
Yeah.
Like Kevin Hart now, he talks about he doesn't write a joke down. Like he might just talk. He knows what he wants to talk about, and then he just goes up there and he finds the joke because he's been doing it.
Yeah.
So it's really
But he has
sometimes
the privilege of being a big star.
yeah,
right
but
now,
sometimes like you don't have to write it. You can like record it to yourself and be like, oh, this is like the funny story I would tell a friend, and then pick out of it what are the kind of the key lines that you might want as a framework
Yeah.
of your
You guys-
joke.
Did you guys have good starts to your stand-up, or was it terrible at first? Like your sets is what I'm talking
I
about.
love what's about our stand-up
I
comedy.
know.
Dude, come on, it's about you. This is about
Not
you.
you.
Now that Jazz is here, let's do a quick shout out for Dialogue. Hey everybody, I want to make a quick shout out to Dialogue Cafe for these amazing drinks that they've supplied us this fine Saturday morning. I am drinking the Dating Dialogue. It is fantastic. Natasha, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking the Dialogue Detox. This is legit my favorite drink, and I order it every single time I come on this podcast.
Likewise, I got my dirty chai extra hot. Thank you, Tarun. And thank you, Dialogue.
I'm having a cold brew coffee. Delicious.
Check out Dialogue. They're amazing. We appreciate you guys. Thanks.
Heck yeah. It's
All right.
delicious.
Thank you guys.
You missed it. Ranveer called.
Hey, sorry to interrupt. If you like this episode, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And hit that notification bell. Thanks.
What's something that you like more in Bollywood cinema than in Hollywood cinema?
Typical answer is the songs.
Yeah.
I don't like a lot of Hollywood musicals.
I
Movie
don't
musicals.
like Hollywood musicals. either.
There are some that I do like. La La Land, obviously, is a real nice one. But a lot of them I don't like. The new West Side Story I didn't like at all, and stuff like that. But I think, especially Bollywood does romance very well, which Hollywood doesn't really try as much anymore. We used to have a couple big rom-coms a year, and we still occasionally do. Big Sick was a really good one a few years ago. That was a really nice one. But they don't do rom-coms as much anymore. I hope this is changing.
Well, there
I
was
think-
anyone but you.
Or go straight to streaming.
Yeah,
A lot
they
of,
just go straight
or
to
like
streaming.
Hallmark
Yeah.
movies. Yeah.
I didn't see the new cocktail.
Oh, I'm going to see that tomorrow.
I haven't seen
I
that
don't
yet.
even know that
but
one.
the original Cocktail was Saif, Deepika, and
Diana Penty.
it was Diana Penty. Okay, and it was really good. It was really
Wait,
good.
you guys don't know each other? You guys have never met?
We've connected online.
Yeah,
On
And,
Hinge?
yeah.
and Corbin's been trying to.
With his 3 kids and wife. Sorry.
We've been trying to. You have 3 kids.
Yes.
We've been trying to collaborate for a while, and I
Yeah.
don't often have guests on my podcast. I've only had
Yeah.
like my mother and then the blonde Desi. And so I was like, come on,
Blonde
come
Desi.
on, Convo Sutra. And yeah, he's
Dude, you don't know the blonde
Blonde
Daisy?
Cheyenne?
There's a blonde Daisy.
I don't even know how to
That's what
explain
I'm-
him, but he's like an influencer.
Okay.
Like,
Dude, I will connect you to him. He's awesome.
That's funny.
he's
He's a really
hilarious.
nice guy.
Yeah?
So
Even though controversial. but
Controversial.
Nice.
You might be
Controversial?
canceled.
He's nice to all of us.
They might demonetize you.
How is he?
Personal level
How is
is
he
nice.
controversial?
politically,
Just politically controversial?
very
Okay.
charged
Gotcha.
conversation.
All right, let's do the
yeah.
panel question. Okay, so this is a question for everybody. And this is just, there's no wrong answer. Whatever. What's
There
the
are.
biggest misconception people outside India have about Bollywood? Jasmine, how about, let's start with you since nobody's heard from you.
I think not to play on what you just said earlier, but I do think that there is this idea that Bollywood is kind of still or largely is all romance films with musicals.
That's true.
And that is super, super changed. I mean, even sometimes people in India forget like how diverse the cinema is. Like when I'll talk to people in my audience or, you know, even my engineers in India, they'll be like, oh, Bollywood. I'm like, you know, the stories in India are so rich because they can talk about their ancient history, different religions, the Mughals, like caste system, arrangement, right? And like, I actually find it less limiting than the stories that are able to be told here in the New World without like stealing from other cultures or like whitewashing, you know, the cartels or Egypt or whatever, you know, Hollywood will go in and do with casting and filming locations.
I agree with that. I think the biggest misconception is that it's just Bollywood as well. So like Malayalam cinema makes some of the greatest cinema in the world. Like not just in India, they make some of the greatest cinema in the world and some of the most unique. They also make crap, but every industry that I've experienced in India makes some really great movies. And then they also make some just awful, just like Hollywood. You know, they all make it. But I think that's the biggest misconception because I've done like in the beginning of the channel, I asked a bunch of people that I know that know nothing about Indian cinema, name something about India. And so like some of them might have said Bollywood, but nobody's ever seen a Bollywood movie.
Yeah.
That like regular people. That
See clips of it.
yeah,
sometimes.
maybe.
Or like a Slumdog Millionaire.
Yeah,
Or like,
a lot of them said Slumdog,
Yeah.
and so they don't know that that's not an Indian movie.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's that would probably be the biggest misconception. But also that it's just these big romance. But those are also amazing in their own right. Like it's trash in terms of like its movie, but I love K3G.
Sure.
It's not trash.
It is.
It's not trash.
Like
no.
As a film, it is like in terms of like the quality, like the acting, and like in terms of if you're judging a film. But I would never recommend watching K3G with a critic's hat. I'd watching it with a fun hat because that movie is so fun.
But I think, and that's where my misconception would come, which is that Bollywood is this like lesser than industry because we also have this range, and some of it includes melodrama.
Yeah.
And it has sort of the song and dance stuff, and then that always feels lesser for some reason to people. But I always have
K3G.
to give them a Hollywood comparison to that movie. Like if it's not that, then you look at. I loved Anyone But You, okay? I think Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell are super hot, and I love watching just
you're
hot
talking to the
people
camera.
do hot things. But
Directed
like,
to camera.
But like that's like a
camera's
very
not on, by
like
the
a cheesy kind of rom-com, right? Like they're not, the acting isn't like a critically acclaimed, but it crushed at the box office, and it was great. And like I think we all have those equivalents. And like when people were so surprised by RRR, they were, and then there was this thing of, oh, but if you watch it, it kind of feels kitschy with all this like the VFX. And then I was like, so what about Top Gun?
Yeah.
Like Top Gun is this over the top.
Right.
Or, sorry, Mission Impossible.
Right.
Over the top. This guy, or James Bond, like
Glorious
they're-
Bastards, and like, all this
yeah,
kind of,
I'm like, we have all those comparisons, but it's obviously feels different when you see a different culture that you're not exposed to doing it. And I think Korean cinema has also gotten the same. Like K-dramas were kind of made fun of, and now everybody loves them.
Yeah.
I just watched an amazing one the last like week, and I'm just like, this is the greatest thing on earth, and I wish we made TV shows like this.
I'm kind of like with you along those lines because I went to film school. So like when I was watching Bollywood movies with my parents, I thought they were so cheesy, and I didn't think the production was there. I remember I watched Krish, and I was like, oh my God, like they actually like, shot that really well. And it kind of changed my perception of how they're shooting Bollywood.
Can't wait for Krish 4.
And also, I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Got to bring Jadu back. Dude, I love Jadu so much. I have a Jadu shirt. I'm not joking how much I love Jadu.
White people who watch our podcast, we have a lot of people who watch it. I hope you guys get these references. Just Google it.
Yeah,
It's fine.
Jadu.
Join his.
He's like
start
E.T.
watching.
Dude, Jadu is amazing.
I was gonna say, there's also like India churns out. I mean, not just Bollywood, like you said, but like,
1,000 movies, yeah.
but if they churn out so much content, and there's serials, and now there's streaming, and so a lot of it is going to be subpar. But the ones that are good are amazing, and it is a different acting style. Like when you say melodramatic, there's a part of that. There is a certain way to cry as a Bollywood actor and be in love as a Bollywood. There's certain things that are within the framework of the culture that are acceptable versus Western culture and how we view masculinity and stuff like that here. So I just think it's different. I grew up watching I didn't even grow up just watching Bollywood, of course. I mean, I started actually a little late, but Turkish cinema, Chinese shows, I watched a lot of TV as a child. But I was just like, okay, I'm watching what it is here. Like, I'm not going to compare it to something that it's not,
And it's also a reflection of that culture, right? Like the reason people don't realize of like why Indian cinema was even created was as an escape. So the melodrama and the kind of high flashiness is meant to help people who are in small villages feel an escape. Because they don't have that. And that's why Bollywood and Indian cinema is so popular around the country.
Do you think there's nostalgia, though, for people to tie them back into being at home in India? I saw it with my parents, like it's almost like it roots them to like their origin, essentially.
Swadesh, yeah.
A+. No, you also said, what did you just say?
That it was meant
NRI thing. I was like, wait, we're talking about NRIs now.
that it was meant as an escape.
And even this idea of like, there's so much of like romance and like love stories, but it's like, a lot of the country, traditionally had arranged marriages. So it's like this whole idea of like meeting someone and falling in love. And then it's like, oh, we focus a lot on that for a country that, doesn't do a lot of that with our, long-term relationships maybe.
Did you guys watch The Romantics on Netflix, the documentary?
I didn't see it.
Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
that was really illuminating, I felt, because like that shows kind of the evolution of this industry and how small it was when it started. And again, we often forget that India, and I know we're only specifically talking about India right now, but like is just a country that was formed in 1947. It's like not even 100 years. You know what I mean? Like independence.
Agree to disagree.
Independence.
They've only been
Because
around
before
50
that,
some
they
years.
weren't
I get what you're
able
saying,
to
though.
do
Yeah, I know
that.
what you're saying.
They weren't able to be themselves for 250 years because of colonial rule. So in 1947, you're restarting from scratch.
Yeah.
Basically, who are you? What are you? Same how Korean cinema was formed after they became independent. They started being like, oh, we now don't have to do what the Japanese culture is telling us to do. We will form our version of cinema, our version of everything. So it's still a baby in that way think of like having everything taken from you, from your technology to your money to everything, and starting it from scratch. I think we've done amazing. And I think that we're just starting to see the stuff that we can do for ourselves.
That's a great point.
Because we were, like Indian animators are also some of the best in the world. People don't realize the biggest anime and cartoons and stuff you see are outsourced to India. The animators come from there. But Indian cartoons, not that good. But it's because they're
Ramayana.
getting
That's a good
the international money to make it.
Sure.
Now I'm hoping that we start using a lot of that kind of technology for our own stuff. And that's where you're seeing movies like War and stuff.
I love that point.
Sorry, that was my long ass.
No, it was very
tangent.
good.
That was a good answer.
We got to wrap up. Thank you for coming on, first of all.
Oh, thank you
I know
for
you're super
having me.
busy, but what do you want to promote anything while you're here? Like, where can we find you on Instagram
I don't even know my Instagram handle.
or your YouTube page too?
Korbin Miles with a K. And YouTube is Our Stupid Reactions if you're Indian, from all languages. We watch them. We watch them all. We've seen over 700 Indian movies and interviewed, massive Indian artists. And so if you'd like to see two American idiots explore Indian culture and movies, it might be your thing. So come on out.
If you want to see another stupid American explore Indian culture, you can find me at Hot Chai Pod for Bollywood film and gossip.
Hey guys, you can check me out at Natasha Chandel on Instagram, Natasha.Chandel on TikTok, and I will be headlining in New York on August 20th at the Broadway Comedy Club. So if you're there, please come. I would love to see you out.
Check her out. And you can find me at Tarun Shetty, and you can follow us at the Convo Sutra. Thanks everybody for showing up. Honest to God, everybody showing up is a huge deal for me. Oh, except for Jasmine.
Participation
Everybody else.
trophy.
Everybody else, thanks for showing up.
We only came alive when you joined.
Yeah.
So.
Wasn't Reika in the Kama Sutra movie?
Hey, one sec. We'll see you guys next time. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.